18 after 8 o'clock exactly. A very good morning and a warm welcome to you, Sandile. We are going to be looking at the highlights of the outcome of the 4-day ANC NEC. Nice to have you on the show once again.
You, Julie, and to your listeners.
So, what was the outcome of the Congress? It concluded yesterday. We are told that the meeting focused on several issues, including next year's elections. That's an absolute given. The BRICS summit, the persistent power crisis, and we also know that Cyril Ramaphosa made mention of the truck burnings. So over to you, and you give us your analysis of the outcome of the ANC NEC.
Yes, the 2024 election is obviously a big item. And within that item, one of the big news or outcomes was that the ANC is open to enter into coalitions with any other political party. In other words, where the PA would have listed parties that they don't want to form an alliance with, which is the EFF, PA, PAC, AZAPO, ANC, and so on. The ANC on its side said it is open, which means it would include even the DA as an alliance if it were to be possible. So that's a major announcement that took the country by storm. Around the same issue, they've done, or they are continuing to do, because they said they'll give us a report in August, a review of their manifesto of 2019 to say the 100, I think it's about 121 items that they promised to deliver to the nation. Have they delivered those? In their own view, they think that they've delivered 70% of what they said they would deliver. We would have to check exactly what they mean by that. We don't know what statistics they are using because most of us are facing load shedding, unemployment, poverty, and everything else. They have made strong statements, but it's unclear to me what the detail is about this, that the economy remains their focus, but obviously the growth rates that they are talking about are below 0.5%. When the NDP said that the average growth rate since 2012 every year must be about 5.4%, which means we could be above 5.4%, and so on and so forth. The issue of electricity is one of their focus points, and it's one area where they claim to have achieved a lot in terms of connecting more people to the grid, but they've connected us to a grid that does not provide electricity. So I think those would be some of the issues. On the issue of the BRICS summit, obviously the exciting thing there was the invitation of the EFF, and they said they are not going to interfere with the EFF to the extent that it may be invited by one of the parties to the BRICS summit. So those are some of the things that I recall from the outcomes of the conference, of the ANC NEC meeting.
So, Sandile, let's look at the issue, the first point you made regarding the coalition. The ANC are quite open to that idea with the EFF and AZAPO. Do you believe, it seems as if the ANC themselves are very realistic about the possibility of the outcomes of the elections, and that is why they're talking in very strong terms about coalitions. Do you believe that if they partner with the EFF and AZAPO, that they will reach the desired outcome, 51 plus percentage, and then still go on ruling the country, being the ruling party? God help us if that happens, but how big a possibility is that?
Basically, it's an interesting development, but the short answer is that I would put it at 98 probably 95 to 98% chance that the ANC is going to be in power. In fact, 98%
Sure.
is more likely nationally.
Sure.
Supported by the EFF, the PAC, AZAPO, ATM, and others. So I think that is a foregone conclusion now. In the absence of something dramatic happening in South Africa, the ANC will be in power in 2024 nationally. In the province of Gauteng, which is the main, the jewel, again, if the EFF stays in alliance with the ANC is guaranteed to return to power.
And despite their very dismal performance over the past few years, you still believe that that would be the most likely outcome?
Yes, you must remember that the statistics, because we need to base our projections on statistics, they have moved since the 2004 election, 2004 election, from 69.69% to about 45.56% in 2021. So you can calculate the rate of decrease over the years by how much they've been decreasing. So if you say now they'll probably decrease from, call it 55% or so in 2019 to 45, that's a big decrease to get to about 45%. So they are going to be lingering around the 40s in the election, in the coming election. But once the EFF comes in and the others comes in, the opposition parties have said that the ANC coalition, if you want to call it that, has actually got about 65% of the vote as we speak today. They are not in the ANC itself, they're in the EFF, AZAPO, and all the others. But they are forced to be aligned because they are rejected by the PA and company, PA, Freedom Front Plus and company.
What do you suppose were the type of promises made or promises that will be made, with these parties that will go into coalition with the ANC? No one's going to go in it without some horse trading going on, behind the scenes. What do you believe that those promises would look like?
I think there are two things, Julie, that we need to reflect on. The first one is that there are ambitions that are stated in our constitution, because obviously we didn't fight the struggle to get nothing out of it. So some of those things, whether they are housing, education, etc., are already stated explicitly in our constitution that the population should get those things. So we would want to see that there's a list of at least 5 priorities that are in the constitution that this ANC coalition, PAC, and the rest of them actually agree on. But on the other side of your question, the other parties, such as the EFF, PA, will want to get senior positions in the provincial government in Gauteng and in the ministry, what we call it, the cabinet nationally, which is important for them to improve their credentials. So I expect the PA and the EFF to get cabinet positions.
Okay, let's move on there and just dwell a little bit on the upcoming BRICS summit. I'm kind of wondering, a little while ago, a month or so ago, there was a lot of noise about Putin attending the BRICS summit, and obviously even the Western world were making all forms of threats that Putin needs to be arrested, etc. And we know the outcome of that. Do you think that he would still be coming, or again with Minister Naledi Pandor? Do you believe that she has spoken with her counterparts in Russia and maybe advised that someone else comes in Putin's place, because it would cause a lot of disruption as far as the BRICS summit is concerned? At the same time, we also know there's a lot of there's a lot of sentiment against, anti-sentiment against Modi attending the summit as well. Lots of civil organizations have threatened to picket outside of the summit simply because of his BJP government stoking the Islamophobic fires in India and obviously wanting to cleanse India of Muslims. There has been this whole big ethnic cleansing drive by the BJP party. So was there any mention on these two leaders coming and causing disruption among civil society movements?
No, I didn't pick anything about that. What I did pick up was outside of the statement of the ANC that apparently the Westcliff Hotel near the Joburg Zoo would be the one that Putin would utilize. Some things like that. But India, we need to distinguish between the history of India and the misbehavior of the current ruling party. Let's put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my view would be that we would need to take our political stance towards India as a BRICS partner, but to the extent that any other country, including the Indian government for the time being, is hostile to the Islamic community. Here in South Africa, the correct organizations need to take that issue up as strongly as possible. And I think that will happen anyway, but that will not stop the BRICS summit from happening, but the protest must be registered.
Absolutely. I think that's where we're going to leave it, unless there is anything else of importance that you believe had come up with as regards this NEC meeting, which you'd like to mention, or have we kind of covered all the important points?
Yeah, exhausted by issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you for always being available to talk to us. Love your analysis. Till the next time, go well.
Hello.
It's exactly 8:31, news and views on Salam Media. In a minute or two, we'll be joined by Hassan Largat. He's a member of the Palestine Solidarity Alliance, and we're going to be looking at the issue around the calls for boycotting Orlando Pirates, because they are quite, it seems, intent on going ahead with a friendly match against the Israeli apartheid Maccabi Tel Aviv. And of course, there's a lot of pushback regarding that issue. So that is coming up in a minute or two, and this will be followed with an interview with my colleague, and that, of course, is Inayat Wadi. We are going to hear about the interview that will be taking place tomorrow morning with a renowned author, and that is Azad Essa.
Convenient.